That's the younger brother. Hello. How do I address you?
Let's say
How do I
you
address
want
you?
to go, just go ahead.
Got it. Thank you. Settle down, guys.
Okay, so she actually asked me why we wanted to set up this meeting.
Got it.
Yeah, so I actually was telling her that previously I had one or two businesses that I tried very small because I didn't have a lot of time and all that because I tried it like a hustler kind of concept. So, but then I used to run a sari kind of profile and all
You
that.
mentioned.
Yeah. So that was like very much skewed just to Indians and the people who actually kind of wear saris. It's a very small market.
Yeah.
So, but currently I'm looking at like a bit more bigger, like vast marketing, and also I just wanted to start it right because this time I want to know where am I lacking and what is actually not working before this, and I really wanted to know like
Sadly, there's almost no such thing. Yeah, but
like really there's no way. Okay, of course there is no right or wrong.
yeah, there's no such thing. Yeah.
There's no right or
Yeah.
wrong, but it's
correct.
just that it's just a learning curve that I wanted to
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
on how do we start this, because from branding all the way to the marketing and all the way positioning your product in the market, everything has life cycle and a phase. But I think now I just want to learn on how to do this. I just want to take some time to learn all this
Got it.
before to start. It's not like I want to wait for eternity, just to start everything.
Of course.
But it's just more
That's the right
of,
mindset. Yeah.
it's more of learn as I go, and I know okay I'm not missing out some important stuffs because maybe I would have missed it out last time. Maybe my positioning is wrong because sometimes for me is whatever I sell, right, whatever I'm proposing now, the issue that I'm going to see is, or I foresee is, if I do not position it correctly, it is going to be a very cheap product. If I position it very correctly, it could be one of the products with a limited collection that you always want to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Can I ask, for the previous two, was it still ongoing? The
it was on
hibernated?
No, it's hibernating because I had kids. So I was not able to really focus on it anymore. And now, maybe for sari perspective, let me tell you, I was very passionate about selling saris. And my view on saris was very different because for me, I do not bring in anything like artificials or kind of thing because sari has two different types. One is actually power loom and one is handloom. So I always bring authentic handlooms and it's going to be expensive. But here the market does not know how to perceive such products. For them is that I can get it everything for 20 ringgit. Why should I pay you for 100 ringgit?
Got it.
So that's why I say the way I position it may have been wrong because I started off with going like all kind of bazaars in the world, putting it in a very
Not really. But can I ask the questions? I might seem interjecting quite a lot. I'm pretty interruptive because I want to keep the wheels going. So just go me if I'm a bit too much. If you had like a current mindset now, right? Why wouldn't you go back to why wouldn't you reinvent and revisit your previous business? But you think that starting a new one might be a better idea.
Okay. The problem that I face with the older business is that yes, I do have market for certain products of it. I'm not going to let it go completely. But the problem with that is to get on the proper new stock again, I need to splash more money. But the problem with the brand itself is it's already marketed in a way that they can only get this much of saris. And they only know Chandravati is for this product, this saris, this type. So I want to reinvent, but not now. I want to reinvent it in a manner of women wears and classic men wear. But for me to do that, I have to really, I know where to start and I know where to go.
You're struggling with the investment part.
Yes.
But does that mean the current the shoe business that you're trying to get in now is going to spend less money because you have
Yes.
certain partnership or foundational investment?
No, this is completely new to me. But the thing is that it's more of how I want to position. I want to reinvent my brand. There is no doubt in that.
Yeah.
But I do not want to put it in the same position anymore. So if you look at this, the shoe business,
Yeah.
I've actually mentioned to Divya as well. Do you all know? Do you all have the context of?
We
which
have
kind
the
of
context
shoe?
as limited to what Divya told us about it. Yeah.
Have you all seen one
No.
of the shoe type?
No,
that
not
I've
yet,
got?
not yet. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I give you a view on it first. So this is my experience. That I'm not sure how many of you all seen this kind of glams up shoe. Have you seen?
Got it.
Okay, so this is the product that I actually wanted to bring in and do. So the alternative is that I'm looking at is that the market is big because everyone is actually having, especially women who is about 25 to 40 who's actually working and all that. Heels can be very, very painful to wear for every kind of occasions. And also wearing a normal shoe, even a branded shoe, doesn't actually suits your attire all the time. Yeah, and we have different kind of parties, different types of crowds. Like let's say I want to target wedding peoples. Even our Indian wedding peoples who wear saris and the heavy skirts and everything, heels has never been a comfortable one to wear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and we have chuttis and all that, of course, but the chuttis are never been very flat and all that. You don't have that heels concept and you don't have that glams concept. So, and it also for every other markets, Malay, Chinese, whoever is getting married, whoever is actually going out for a party, whoever, who just wants to choose to be, up themselves.
Yeah,
And
fashionable,
just
casual, right?
Fashionable,
Yeah.
casual,
Got
or
it.
you just want to stand out among everybody else and you just want to have a limited type
Got
of
it.
collections that you want to have, that this should be the position of the branding and shoe. And it's not like I'm going to start with 200 pieces, 500 pieces. No, it's going to be very, very limited. I'm not going to do, how to say, offline presence. It's going to be more on digital, website.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm focusing now. That's what I'm not focusing, but maybe that's the aim for the product.
I don't think it's by choice, to be very honest, because that's the only way that you are coming into the avoidance of because there's a sunken investment and stuff like that, and you have already experienced it. So that's why you thought of like a better positioning. So I think the e-commerce part of it was not. It's not like it doesn't sound like more wise because it's like stuff like that. When you mention the market is really big, so it means it's really competitive as well, really, really saturated.
Yeah.
So that's like two things before we keep going on, right? I'll just kind of like chuck in here and there as it goes, right? So apparently, like, what do you think of the way how you described it, right? But do you think it's the only unique selling point in the entire, say, for example, Malaysia? Because fashionable casual sneaker wears has already been like a trend that's been brought up by all the other brands as well.
Yes.
So it means that whatever you described just now was not fashionably owned by you or your brands or your products, correct? So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So that's how I understood it. So
Okay.
what's the competitive like a point of like bringing this up?
So the point here is that every time that you walk into a sneaker shop, there's only one pair that you can see, and you're always limited to buy that one pair if you chose to climb up. Yeah, I've already seen this in this current market, and I've already checked on all the brands that is available for Skechers now, or even for this kind of shoes. It's very, very, very limited. Where you can only find this kind of shoes when they have a collection for, let's say, Christmas, and there's only one pair. And then when you go for, maybe a Chinese New Year kind of concept or Deepavali,
Not seasonable.
it's just very.
Got it.
It's currently very seasonable. Like they only see one pair and that's it. But when we are looking at this as a market, we are also want to offer flat shoes,
Yeah.
heeled shoes.
Yeah, you're trying
And
to
it's
commoditize it.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
and also that we are not putting ourselves as a brand, as a comfortable shoe that you wear like a Skechers. It's more of stand out kind of shoe that you wear to show yourself, or like if you want to show yourself as a swag person, you want to dress it up like that, and then you own the shoe to show
Got
that
it.
a person.
Got
It's
it.
more like positioning it in a way that you own it to show your personality.
Yeah, like as far as I listen to it, that's a really good selling point. But the contradictions is like, but it's a good one. It's a contradiction is that you're trying to commoditize this as more of like a fashionable glam up sneaker casual wear, but also you wanted people who wear it now. It's like kind of swag thing. So it means that not all people are wearing it. So the idea is pretty contradicting to each other. It's like in order to commoditize it, and then you kind of have to make it into more of like a trend, right? It's
Yes.
like, oh, okay, so like it's a new trend. But if you don't want all people to wear it, so it means that you have to make it into a brand. So I think there's two different directions. Like either you make it into like competitively as a alternate options. If you so it means that you provide like if you like this, and this is the in between, or the marriage of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be like provide a third options of sticker wares. So it means that you're introducing an improved products that is like playing a pioneer existence in the market. Means that once you do that, and then it's going to be very soon, in few months time, all people are going to kind of like start bringing that in. It's always going to be the same
Yes.
thing. And then second thing is like is you are not going to be focusing on the shoes, but you're focusing on the brand. So it means that only certain people who belongs to this branding community, like a cult, and then they will be like, okay, so that's why we wear something different. Yeah, so I think ironically, business is very, very interesting and very funny. Most of the time that where you think that your best selling point of the products or your most confident or proud of the products might not be the one that you're selling it for. Yeah, so it means that that's not the reason why people are buying it for. So that's the reason why when you talk about the positioning, right, you are selling the wrong reason for why people are buying it. That it's the reason why. Say for example, like Starbucks can never sell that for the idea that we are selling great coffee because they know their coffee sucks. All people know their coffee sucks. So all this while people do not understand the product of Starbucks is called Starbucks experience. Yeah. So I mean it goes away as it goes, right? So anyway, but that's a product. So then the only thing that they will never sell is actually coffee. They will sell the idea of the coffee brings you like a third home. That's how it started many years ago. So they start to merchandise it, and then the loyalty card program. So it means that you have the Starbucks card. That's actually one of their biggest business. So it comes to very competitive when this coffee market is saturated. So basically, it's very, very funny, very, very interesting. Like McDonald's would never sell that we have the best. Yeah. So it means that the faster you get to get it, the fair amount of the compromises you get from in return of the product, you feel satisfied. So it's like a value returns. So, so these are the commoditizations of the product, but you don't talk about the products. You talk about the bridging process, how you get to it as a byproduct. So the kryptonites would be you start talking about how great is my product. So like as when you talk about the Shali business and this one, you like the founders operators always have one biggest problem. Like you'll be too proud of what you chose this business to be, and you are very too loud about it, and it become the only voice why you like we are different. Okay, so that's where people don't get it. Yeah, so that's the reason why that when you talk about the positioning, you will not be able to create the right marketing vehicles to go into the communications of the messages. Yeah, because that's never the reason why they spend those money to begin with, stuff like that. So to begin with, right, I think this is a really good start to talk about, like we brainstorming. So as we brainstorming, it's like, which direction do you think that you are more inclining towards as a propensity to go forwards? Do you want it to be like a mass, like a sneaker wear, fashionable, but particularly introduced to a certain generation as a reintroduction? Means that Gen Alpha is playing retro. So it means that whatever used to be new now to be considered old is appearing to be new again. Right? The stupid cassette player and the turntable and stuff like that. Yeah. Pretty fun, right? Yeah. So but they spend probably 10 times or 20 times amount to purchase. That's the scarcity of the productions, and the one that you're currently selling it now is not brand anymore. It's the scarcity of the product to be reinvent or modernized into a lifestyle. So but then you must provide a purpose. So it means that if we can listen to Spotify all the time, why would we listen to turntable? Like Gen Alpha, I'm not talking about the old people, because that shows the appreciations of the music. So that's a cult thing that you're talking about. So hey, you listen to this. Okay, so if you use like a cableless earphone, means that you don't know the quality of sound. So that's why we have to go back to cable. So that's what they communicate about, the way how you talk about being swagged about the things. I'm different, right? So that's why they have the dumb phone and stuff like that, ons and ons and ons. That's the reason why all the modern people are anti-AI now, just to show you that, hey, we appreciate art and craft. But it's going to be a while, okay? So anyway, but you are introduced like a substitute options, right? So all another way around, you realize this has already been like an ongoing trend, but you wanted to catch it on like as soon as it's possible before that the saturation's being competitive in the market. You want to be able to kind of like take charge of that. So I think two are very different. So if you want to run as an e-commerce product, then you must prepare it to be expandable.
Yes.
So it means it's going to change your entire business model. The modelizations of the inventory as per se is not going to be overly invested on that thing, but to be prepared to build a brand, it's going to always have seasonal exchanges. Or another way around, you're going to stay exactly the way how is that going to be, but you provide the modular design on that sneakers. So it means that each lineup was to be inspired by an ambassador or a certain stories. So people would not say that this shoe is better or worse than the previous one. People were like, this is the story that you're going to tell now.
Yes.
Modular design means that include customizations and stuff like that.
Yes,
so it means that you will have a core embodiment of the products to be continued, that you must stay very, very still. That would be the community base. So it means that your product would not be the shoes. Your product would not be the price. Your product would be the community. So basically you're going to spend all the money, all the product, all the investment, all the sleeping costs on the community to build relationship with them for a while. That you are not going to sell them anything for a while.
Okay.
Right. This is more of like a access card for them to be understand that you like it's like a fraternity. Like you now have to be registered. So as soon as you build that small little cult, then you have the cult effect. Yeah. But another way around, and you understand this is to be competitive on the earliest example, then you now, for the same amount of the funding elements that you kind of have now, or for the foundational funding elements you were to get, it's like, okay, we get it. So it means that it's either from the same OEM manufacturers, or we are targeting it at a certain compound of the OEM manufacturers. We already kind of like understand the inventory system, how it runs.
Yeah.
So it means that I do this in, I pull one container in. So my strategies was not to sell it. My strategy was to dispense it. So that allows me to have a pricing mentality. Because what am I talking about it now? Later on, you will realize what am I talking about it now. Because whatever products and the distributions or the logistically solutions that you're talking about it now, your kryptonite will only be one thing: your pricing, your selling price. Because that's the reason why that you say you do not want to reinvent your previous business, right? Once you price it, that is equivalent to the value of your product or the way how you wanted it to be perceived. And once you betrayed it, then you have to build a new brand because you could not explain it, right? You could not explain it. So basically, you wanted to compare as a previous business as now. What was the more insightful thing that you probably have not been given like enough thought about it? Is the targeted markets, competitive edges, and then modelizations of a business nature.
Yes.
And then all these three things will come into your current fund. I think most of the entrepreneurs or most of the business people, they will only have one round of the funding bullets.
Yes.
So that's the reason why that no matter how you spend it, you will not look at it as an investment. You will look at it as a return of investment. So basically, no matter how you pretend you're not going to sell, you're going to get sales eventually. So whatever mindset you have now is going to definitively define the patience you have. All businesses only die for one thing: patience. Yeah. So if you don't have the patience to see through, so that's why you panic before you saw that through. That's the reason why that you'll be like, oh, that's screwed up already. I kind of have to go to the next thing. Not necessary. So some people would feel like 1 year is a long time. Not necessary. 3 years is a long time. Not necessary. Yeah. So it depends what was sort of the things that you are trying to build. If you are trying to build a product, only hack into your natural community, say for example, or the Indian community. Basically, to do that, right, based on your inbound and outbound natural contacts, 1 to 3 years time is a really, really great like period of time too. So that's when you kind of like, but you understand it's not overall, right? But it's like a certain, because like the younger generations of the Indian, like they don't think about it a certain way or understand certain things. So what if you can use this as a byproduct to reintroduce a certain very traditional or archaic ideas, but as a modernized way? Stuff like that. It's like ebook. So that's why, weird enough, people through TikTok go back to read books now. So it's a weird thing, right? So now everything, because once it becomes commoditized, information is expandable. So basically everything comes down to experience. So the shoes was never going to be the shoes. The shoes was going to be a membership of an ideas. So it means that if I wear these shoes, I'm in a club. Yeah, I'm like members of something. Say for example, if I wear these shoes, means that I'm women empowerment. we belong to a group, like we all support each other. That kind of the ideations. So that is like the cult mentality. Actually, if you look at it that way, if we talk about it 10 years ago, it was going to be pretty stupid idea. Say for example, you have to be very passionate, delusional, or we call it, I want to do this for whom? So hence, the result is that you're going to take really long time to achieve it. Actually now, even if you don't have it, but if you pretend to have it, it's a better business idea.
Yeah.
That is the only reason why when it comes down to customer experience, because when you already competitively have all the like alternate options to be competitively compared to get a cheaper versions of it. So for Gen Z to be cool now is not to buy original products. For Gen Z to be cool now is to buy knockoff products. This is a Gen Z culture. So it means that you understand the original appreciations of a certain things, but I'm not that stupid to spend few thousand to buy the original product. I'll spend $20 to buy the knockoff of it.
Yes.
That means that I will spend the rest of it to go traveling to experience and stuff like that. It's like every generations they have their own cultures. For Gen Z, this is a current because they're all suffering with income and savings. And the only reason why ultimately come down to they don't want to compromise the lifestyle as an experience, as an ongoing continuity of life as per se, right? So every generation is very, very different. So they have lower income but higher disposable spending. Yeah, you ask Zoo, then they will know about it. So that's like if you're aiming for like a thing. So if I position this product as per something like that, then I'll show exactly this is a replica of something, but we create a modular design set. Hey, instead of seasonal, now we make it regular, right? Instead of this, we make it into that. Instead of this price, we make it into that. And you know what? Like we see you, this is only for you. That kind of the things, like the whole things. So it's actually all these things are no cost. That's the reason why Nike in this year and last year, they thought they were so smart, right? So they actually removed all the consignment to the retailers, right? They also downsize all the retailers' assistance. So they thought like we already had the brands for so many years and all of our products are so competitive. So what they do is that naturally, as a business decisions, they downsize and chopped it off. We go to e-commerce. So they spent 3 years time to go to e-commerce, and the current CEO already got fired because the sales got declined drastically. Because actually people are not buying for the shoes for the shoes itself, it's the experience of buying it and wearing it. So on the flip side, Adidas didn't. So that's why now all the rest of the brands, they can't start going. So you know what they are currently doing now? They're reinvesting into retails, consignment.
Yeah.
But it's not because of e-commerce.
It's not.
It's because of the attention was to be there to experience the message that you're communicating. So I guess actually now is the best time to talk about anything, but I think the appetite and the stomach for understanding it might become a lot more complicated. Because you'll be like, I just want to run a business and sell product. Why is it so complicated? It is very complicated
Yes,
now.
it is.
Yeah, if you're very passionate about it, then you'll realize that it's pretty kind of like, oh, it's great. Right? Otherwise, you feel like it's pretty finicky. And then the most interesting part about it is that most of the things to get done is actually zero cost, right? But how would you be able to get into it? So there's no shortcut now. Yeah, you can use influencers, means that it has to be, you can. But even influencers now, they are already going into be a pickle to be replaced by AI influencers, right? So they seems to be like a replacement on and on because they also have their own alternate competitions. So I think as a brainstorming process, I hope this kind of bandwidth or the ideations could kind of enlighten something out of your mind. So the whole process for us to talk about it today is not to make a decisions, is to understand yourself better. Yeah, understand the process better. Yeah. Am I too long-winded?
No. The thing is that no, so I understand what is exactly the point. It's just that what I wanted to really more focus on is actually to teach me. Maybe I'm actually having a very wrong perception of what is supposed to be sold or what is supposed to be. Maybe I have the idea on what's supposed to be the product and what I really want to sell.
Yeah.
But how do I go to that? That's where I think I'm lacking. And like what you rightly said, right? Maybe when you say about current Zen,
yeah.
maybe that's not the person that I want to target.
It's fine. So it's a very interesting question. I mean, I love answering the question. So the first one is like, no matter which directions that you were trying to targeting at, how do I get to it? Actually, there's only one answer, but no one likes it. Personal branding.
Exactly.
No one likes it. Like
I
you'll be
know.
like, oh, like does that mean if I already had a business, I think you already have a business, right? So that I think this part you liked it as well. You realize that what about those people who already are running a business? We don't have a personal branding, we are running it anyway. That's why you're suffering now, isn't it? Because you don't have a branding avatar. So the humanizations of a branding as a communications, if you are the one who is most charismatic or because the ideations itself is that it's always to be at best coming from like the founders, operators, or anything coming from the boundaries, you will be at best to be the avatar. You get what I mean? So either you do it yourself as a personal branding or you shape and form accordingly. But basically, you can't. So it means that we are going back to a Kellogg's era, like the cereal company era. You must have a tiger and stuff like that. But it's not because of the transformations of it. You must also enliven it as well. So that's why people don't have the patience to do it. So if you create an avatar as a branding iconic representations, you must spend time to charge the avatar to come to life. But if you don't, you yourself is the avatar. Basically, you are just documenting your own life and experience and thought thinking process, then it will naturally become the brand. That was only the reason why people wanna. I am sure you of that. Like the way how you talk about stuff like that, right? I already felt I wanted to buy a pair of shoes from you because you seems very, very nice. You seems very, very kind. So that was like, oh, I want to support you. Then how would I be able to support you? By buying a pair of shoes, like buying whatever you are selling. You get what I mean? So, and then you'll be like, how do I get into certain people who only like, okay, I know I can't sell it to all people. I can only sell it to people who listen to me, correct? That sounds exactly like a brand. That sounds exactly like a personal brand or branding avatar. So it means that you would not let all people to listen to you. Only people who listen to you listen to you.
Yeah.
If you tell any other people about you, they'll be like, nah, she's a scam, just like any other one, until it's not, right? It's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
So if you ask me the questions, it's so much easier to answer now. It's personal brand or / if you already had a business, branding avatar. So that's the reason why your previous business is not allowed to sell different things or change your product natures because people don't understand the story why. So if there's no branding avatar, no story, no communications, no back and forth and stuff like that, people will be like, oh, it must be sucked before. So now so if you drove past like any chain store, like Baskin Robbins, suddenly they rebrand to be like, must be losing a lot of money. So only they rebrand it. You will only do that by the time you know choice, but it's not like Kobe Bryant, number 8, then I go into number 24.
Yeah.
It's like a chapter, right? Like that was me, my mentality and my method and my approach. Now I am different, right? So that's why you accept me to be different. So it's funny enough, it's the only way to do it now. Means that no matter how big you are, you have to go back to personal brand. And then, you know what's the funniest part to communicate your personal brand? Because you can't go through influencers. You can't.
Yeah.
You have to be the influencers.
That's the thing.
And then you'll be like, oh, then do I go back to social media? Yes and no, because social media is not the highest recruited attention platforms now. Live streaming, yes. So it means that you have to be that stupid person. I'll be like, hi guys, like, yeah.
Oh my god.
You see, no, that's why I like this conversation because we would feel like, oh my god. But if you are like really like truthfully that you know what you want to do, the true nature of you say as a learning curve, so means that there's no predilections, there's no preferences.
Yeah.
You do
What is?
how they can understand it.
Yes.
And my job as an entrepreneur, as a business person, is to approach it. And during that, I try not to compromise too much to ruin my original branding skeletal principles, right? So it's like a half promise, like half happiness. So you say, what was the biggest mistake you have made? All business people who I have met, including myself, if you are the operators, if you are the founders, you operate your own business, that would be the only reason why your business is less likely to be able to succeed because you have preferences.
Yeah.
All the time. You prefer it to be sold the way how you want it to be until you are desperate about it. And then you will suddenly kind of like compromise all principles. So there's no in between. It's really, really extreme. For the first 10 months, like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't start it to those bills. Like 10 months later, you start it to whatever.
Exactly.
I do bazaar this and that. I was like, oh, that's the reason why. So it's not wrong. Actually, it's nothing wrong about it because you acted out of an extreme. So that's why you don't understand why you are doing this. And then if you can't understand, people definitely cannot understand. Every brand is like a Netflix now. Only media can communicate what you are trying to say, and that's a reason why Netflix came from tape rental business to become one of the biggest, or arguably the biggest, right, OTT platform, as the acquisition for the Warner Brothers is going on now. Means that they have just officially eliminated all competitions for the past 5 years. Yeah, so it has a reason why. But you don't look at the business model, you look at the attentions. So it means that how people are behaving onto that is that content consuming behavior is the only way they can understand. So people don't like commercial productions because they know it's fake. They know it's that manipulated and fake. So people like documentary or reality show now. So it means that it's as real as it can be. Then they don't think any brands will be able to do that because it involves production costs and a very highly skilled strategic informations to do that. So if as a small brand, no matter how small you are, it means that even if you don't have an office, don't have a shop, you do that, the chances of you just hopped onto the current platforms, you will be able to literally achieve 1 million sales per year. The only restriction is that, like that. So it means that if you sign up to all the live streaming platforms now, you are very obstinate, like you are very clear-minded with the way how you're going to do it about it. So it doesn't matter how, you just have to spend 8 hours time on the live streaming platform every single day and to talk to all people until you have a cult. And then every time you react and you interact with the way how they liked it to be, and then you give them more modular, and then like, oh, you do this and do that, so you build a relationship. The next thing you know, the multiplications or probably the replications of its size and the scale will come in a way that you can't imagine it, because that is how the digital reality is going to be. Yeah, so like overnight you can get 100,000. So it means that you can never had an account before, you can never had an appearance before, but you could be in a week you reach 1 million. So you talk about with no cost, with but there's no reason why until it's not. So basically, until politically they have certain ban or certain restrictions, which is going to be soon, very, very soon. Yeah, or certain political reason they ban certain platform, like Taiwan bans Xiaohongshu because of the scam and stuff like that. Malaysia is like here and there now, okay? Yes. So very, very soon we will have some. So until it's not. So until it's like all the social media platform will launch their own live streaming processes, or the new independent live streaming processes start to, yeah. So basically, what we know now, for this year, at least 2026 or the coming 3 years, that is going to be where your shop is going to be. And you are your own shops. Yeah, you are your own shop. So it means that the only marketing vehicles to be productized is just personal branding or branding avatar. Either you are going to be the EV plug like for your branding avatar to be charged, or you are the avatar yourself. It depends your commitment and your focus, but you can't be half pregnant with the ideations. Yeah, because that's why people used to do with the influencers and the ambassadors. And whatever is currently happening now is not new. It's where we were kids. I don't know how old you guys are, but when I was kids, that's what we call QVC platforms. Remember when we watch TV, they have this like selling mops and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the reason why almost like 40 years later, QVC company as a brand never die, right? Now they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. It's just like their time now.
Just keep selling product every second.
Their time now, yeah. And if you read the report in Malaysia, which just launched probably last week or 2 weeks ago, the e-commerce market in Malaysia this year is the highest than ever before. I think it was about 4 or 5 billions. Yeah, so that's the database is telling you. But you don't have to like it. But you are talking about competitively where is proportionally. If I spend this amount of the money, time, attentions, focus, and efforts, proportionally in the percentage returns. Right? That's why you'll be like, so it means that I compare like I go to bazaar. Like that, lor. Yeah. So it means that now you are talking about the value of investment and then the persistence of your brand to be continued. So I think normally what I do is that I will always come from the founder or the entrepreneur themselves to ask about more personal questions about why do you want to do this, and I mean basically you have to dig down. Like normally they won't be honest about it. So no matter how they won't tell you that I need money. No matter how they won't tell you that I need success. No matter that they won't tell you that I'm going to invest this amount of money, so I'm going to make certain successes and get fundings. They won't tell you that. So basically, but if you don't be honest with that compound, you are always going to be constantly building a wrong marketing vehicles for wrong reasons. You will just keep aiming for the profits to be earned, and there's only one way to earn profits. You sell enough to produce massively to lower down your costs.
Yes, that's right.
There's no other ways to sell. There's no other ways to make profits. Yeah. So means that you go another way around. You sell extremely like low quantity.
Yes.
You make it highly valuable as a collectible values. So it's a lot of interesting stories. The company valuations for Microsoft this year is the highest than ever before. The user's experience is the lowest than ever before this year. So it means that all people hated Microsoft program this year because everything they built is for the funding elements for the board of the members and the shareholders. So now this company is really, but no one likes Microsoft, like they all sucks, right? So I think it depends where you're coming from, right? If you ask me, all of the CEO of the company is supposed to be the chief product developer. So it means that you know best what to sell and how to sell, right? And then you will be able to have the patience for you to have founded a company. What does it mean for you? So it means that how much do I not care about the money, or how much do I care about the money, that I have that given time to see it through.
Yeah.
And then the partnering cohorts as well. So basically you will not be able to dive into not solutions and inspirations if you don't look into that kind of things.
Yeah.
So you will get a lot of the advices here and there, left and right and up down. The problem is it's not because it's not working, because you're not seeing it through.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not seeing it through. So can I ask, like, for all the yapping stuff I just done, right? Like, does it make sense for you?
You see, the first mistake that I actually did when I was selling saris, right? The first thing is actually like what I said. I started with completely just by passion only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did not know. Of course, my father does business. My husband does business. But when you do it on your own,
Yeah.
you only have this much of time to spend. I only had this much. I was working. I only had this much
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
With that, I had a connection in India. So I utilized that connection.
Great.
So that's where I started first. I know what exactly every single sari collection is.
Yeah.
Every single model, type, material, everything I knew. But what you said is that it was 5 years that I was running it.
Yeah.
So initially it was very successful. I was bringing in more.
Yeah.
The duplication started happening. And
Yeah, of course.
started-
In no time. Yeah.
It started getting very saturated.
Yes, of course.
So when it gets saturated,
Yeah.
the issue that became in my selling line was that if I'm selling this exact sari,
Yeah.
someone is selling it for 20 ringgit,
And-
but I was selling it for 100 ringgit.
Mind if I interject? You know why? Like, why when someone came up to be selling about the same thing, people will shift to the other options right away because they are not following your brands.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I did not presence myself
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like what you said. I'm very okay. I'll be very honest. I can never pose. I can never stand in front of the camera. I'm very bad at it. Not like Divya. You know, it's total opposite.
Don't say it like that. Yeah, she's actually very shy one.
So I always say, I don't have that courage to do it. You know. So
Yeah.
my courage is like, I know my stuff, and
Yeah.
that's it, and that's about it. You know. But if you ask me to preach about my product in front of someone, I can do it. But in front of camera, I'm not very good at it. I'm like the person. Okay, just take me as like an old timer. Like if you have 100 people sitting in front of me, I can do it. But if you ask me to do it in a single point of camera, I can't do it.
That's why you actually just neglected that truth. You see, like now you're talking very naturally, right? Because you're not content creating, you're not content making,
Yeah.
right? So you're not presenting. but it's documenting. So the first rule when I taught them when they come into this company is that I told Divya, because she was really great at social media, so I have to talk to her about it. So I said there's two nuances. Like, not all people need to content create. If you're not good at content creating, you need to learn how to document and then retrieve the documentations into a content. So this is what we are doing. I am exactly like you. I have no problem talking to 1,000 other people, but if you put a camera at the front of me, I become idiot, right? So I can never do that. So that's the reason why that, like, for the full year, the way how they run the content, I never look straight to the camera to talk about anything, because if I do that, I will like instantly become like a 3 years old, right? Yeah.
It's a bit.
But this is why I like what am I doing, because, okay, so we had the same problem, isn't it? We had like the camera shy, we don't have blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't stop me from content creating and personal brand building at all. So it means that I'm not going to talk about things that I don't do, or seriously, it's working. It is actually working. So it means that this year, like, no matter how we do it, we already got few virality and stuff like that. You just have to learn how to, that's what I told you how to do, how you tokenize your branding unique selling point to be recognized. So it means that you talk about full documentations, and then but they don't get to see it all, right? So you just have to tokenize what's of the branding currency you want people to see. Say, for example, it's about how passionate you are every time when you talk about it. So you're not retrieving the content about what you talk about, it's how you talk about it. It's not about your sales strategy, how brilliant was it? No. It's about how relentless you are. That, you see, all those things, you would never talk about the shoes, right? Or the products you're selling, but that becomes the only reason why your shoes is different.
It's more of how do you place it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's like either you have a slogan or the tagline, then you make bunch of the commercial to illustrate the idea of it, or you show what was the idea, and then eventually you triangulate it down to a tagline. So if you do not know it to begin with, and then you might learn about it later. So basically, it's like you did nothing wrong about it. I think you just stopped too soon, right? I think if you talk to me like 5 years ago, I think that business, I think actually there's no reason why you don't go back and keep doing the same thing, or once you have learned it, if I were you, I would actually create a new business and park all businesses, all brands, the previous two and the ongoing new one, under the same umbrella of an idea. That's me. So instead of going on to whatever sales or distributive platform that you're only aiming for one product to be sold, why not I use the same branding currency, like for anyone to like about me, support about me. Whenever they wanted to, they click into the store. I'm selling 6 to 12 stuff. I can tell you that's how it's working now. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can document, right, to be content created, and then you just have to tokenize the branding currency to be retrieved, and then there's only one way for you to learn it. You do as many times every day. There's no shortcuts. Yeah, there's no shortcuts. You do as many times every single day. And then if you do 10 times per day, 20 times per day, 30 times per day, 3 months later, you know exactly what to do. You get what I mean? They all degree holder. I'm the only one who doesn't have a degree. So basically there's no congratulations, right? So graduation ceremony. So it's like rather than you keep like ranting about the same thing by not doing anything, there's only one way to, like, you can only get fit by going to the gym. So basically, like, there's no other ways to do it. That's only one way to do it. So, but the fascinating part about it is that people would rather make 30 excuses not to do it every day. I don't like it, I camera shy, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to document, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually you do nothing and the business doesn't go anywhere. But it's not because the product is not good, because no one knows about your products at all. Or your product doesn't exist long enough for people to know about it. So taking offense is a really, really important thing. When Divya reminded me yesterday, remember, my sister doesn't want to talk about the marketing. My sister only want to talk about the the company and the product competitively. As like I say, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? You have a product, right? The only way for people to know about your product is they buy it. basically means that you don't need to convince them. You just have to provide convictions. So, but there's only one way for them to know about it. So you purchase the Dyson hairdryer, then you use it, then you know. So it means that there's only two ways of doing it. One, right? You keep telling people before they buy it, or after they bought it. So it means that the product and the sales, the marketing, communication is the same thing.
Yeah.
But
I only heard bought it. As long as they buy it.
and then a lot of people are confused about the marketing part is that they thought marketing means sales. Actually, marketing means two things. One, it's actual sales. The other one is potential sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you are selling the same way to the people who potentially could buy it. So it means that you're not going to decide for them whether or not are going to buy it. Yeah, so that's why we talk about the CAC and the CLTV all the time, right? So cost of the acquisition cost. So basically it means that you already understand the CAC is to keep acquiring potential people who are going to buy it. CLTV means that you reinvest into people who already bought it for them to keep coming back to support you. Either even if they are not buying it, they will become a lead engine to keep telling people about you. So that's two different investment of it. So the CAC cost coming from the investment means that it's not coming from the sales. CLTV coming from the sales. So that's why a lot of people don't understand about it. So every time when you spend as a marketing cost, you expect exactly the same returns. That's why you don't understand. So it means that for CLTV, you don't do sales. For CLTV, you do branding campaign. Yeah, for CAC, you do sales and promotional campaign. So that allows you to have it. But if you combine both spectrum, you will understand a certain compound or spectrum of the production skill that you need to have to be competitive. And then you look for the competitors around you, which category, so which, like boxing, which weight are you like on to like the fighting, like so you don't fight the wrong fight. Yeah, so you don't fight the wrong fight. So you pick the right fight to fight about it. So basically that's the reason why that it's always going to be a long game. And as I feel like as so far and as I'm talking to each other, I feel like you're open to everything, you can do anything. Right? Like it's either you needed a push or you needed an elimination process to tell you that is cowardice, like that's definitely no. So it's either that you needed a push, like someone to convince you, like that is like a rainbow and sunlight unicorn, or another way like that is definitely hell. Like
It's just the thing is that, like what you said, the ideation of putting both as one brand has always been a plan. It's just that how do I want to do it?
personal brand.
Exactly. It's a harsh truth that I always wanted to hear. Right? So, personal branding, where do I start and how do I start is something that I always wanted.
You already got this video. Yeah. See, that's a problem. Most of the operators are very hesitant about their decision-making process. But you understand that no one was going to be your shoulders. You kind of have to risk to know. So it means that most of the time you have to be comfortable with the risk-making process, but you have to understand how to risk control it as well. So it means that come back to the practicality of it. So it means that you have to talk numbers, you have to talk times, you have to talk patience, you have to talk really realistically what was the production skill and expect of the returns. So but we talk about the strategically, what was the solutions, you already have that. But we are going to bet one thing, right? If you know what was asked through and the resolutions and it comes no cost and you can do it right the way, park all brands underneath it, you can do it tonight with you. You won't.
Nope.
So that's why we all already know why we can't make it. Yeah, because we are the problem. You know who has no problem making it if you hire other people to do it. Because they get rewarded to do it. They don't have emotions about it. But you were worried about either they have to be family members or like what if they steal my ideas. So it's always going to be the same thing. So it means that you come back to the operational foundation, trust, culture, right? Organizational hierarchy is the same thing. So that's the reason why like all these bunch of the kids when they join this company spend the whole year like basically not doing much, right? Basically just working every day, crying every day. But Divya is not working every day lah. So so anyway, then I was like, why? Because like, you have to understand. Because first, it's going to be the culture. Because if you don't have the culture, no matter how, as it goes, you're always going to have the same problem, right? It's a matter of time. And if you have it after you have done better, you will have the bigger problem. So it means that you rather have your partnership problem when you guys are losing money. you're going to have the worst partnership problem when you're earning money. 100%. That's where it comes to court cases and stuff like that. But when you're losing money, you'll be like, since we both losing, you close one eye, at least we can still be friends and stuff like that. And so actually, it's always going to be like that. Then that alone to say it's family business. You just have to suck it up. You can't even say anything about it. And then you wait 15 years later, you hire someone to kill them, right? So like one way or another, you sleep it off. There's no other ways to do it. You sleep it off every day. Hopefully you wake up different. But you feel the same all the time. And then eventually you pass it on, the hate, to your kids, you pass it on, right? It's always going to be generational. So I think there's nothing fancied about it. Now you are onto a fresh start. And the truth is not harsh. The truth is simple. The truth is simple. I think the harsh part is that not you particularly, most of the operators and the entrepreneurs, they are definitely not honest to their own self. Definitely, they are not honest to their own self. Like, oh, I want this product to be, no, not really, right? You want it to be presented as an idea, you own business, or you're capable of owning a business, and to be seen successful by how. Actually, it's nothing to be stigmatized. As long as you speak it out loud, then will become a really great business and modelization. But we can't be honest about it. So that's the reason why we can't go right into deep dive into the right cohorts to do something about it. That's actually always going to be like that. You care a lot about money, but you tell your partner, actually, I don't care about money. That's a lie, right? Of course, that's a lie. So as long as you kind of like professionalize and separate the conversations, actually what you were surprised that people can actually understand it. Yeah, people can actually understand Starbucks selling the worst possible coffee ever in the entire world, but I love buying it. Yeah, people are very complicated. Yeah, so that's why it's you need to kind of have to love it, and the fact that if you are not fully focused on that thing, so means that the way how you describe it, you thought of the reason why that you were not fully committed because you were having a day job and then you were not spending all time onto this. That was not the reason why they failed. Because even if you full time onto that things, seriously, you will not have done it differently anyway. But means that you always will be able to be more creatively to do it differently when you have limitations. So means that if I have kids or I am pregnant or I have a day job, I have no choice, then you only have 4 or 5 hours every day. You will not even cry about going online. Because I only have 5 hours per day, I will have no problem, come back, shower, put on the camera, start like, guys, like here I am, just coming back from work. Because I'll be like, how else am I going to do it? Because I have no choices. Yeah, so basically, I think a lot of things people didn't realize is that they pinned it to a certain reason why they didn't make it through. That's why you don't do the navel gazing part about it. It's like, no, it wasn't. Because even if you were to get it like full time, actually you wouldn't have done it differently. Because now, whatever you are currently proposing, despite the fact that you're open to the idea to get change, but whatever you have already proposed, it was exactly the same as before as well. And
Probably is.
And no matter who you talk to, amongst most people, I might appear to be slightly more convincing. and then so means that I'll probably the best shot to have as a human being to talk about stuff. You are only trying to find way to explain yourself. No, it's not. No, it's not that. Rather than got it, write down, I'll do it now. So this process is to, it's really just to hypnotize yourself that you're trying to find approval to not change, right? So I guess it's very complicated. I am in the compound of like a lot of different businesses. Years later, I park everything back to one micro PE that because I don't want to be VC. So I only does one thing. So I micro private equity strategically invest into businesses. So it means that I invest onto the idea of the entrepreneurs for many years.
Okay.
So I've gone through these conversations a million times. Yeah, I have always been the youngest to go into these kind of conversations. And then years later, then I start to talk to the youngest people. So basically, it's always like the thing I learned is the same. 22 years old would talk exactly the same as 42 years old, and 62 years old would talk the same as 42. Nothing different. That's how predictable. Yeah, so I already know. So that's why I'm happy to do all these conversations because I know all the answers that you needed to be found is in this conversation. But you will only start listening if I charge you money. Yeah.
Because you need to push. You need
No,
to-
because you need to commit to like to
Something.
make it worth it.
Yeah.
I already paid it. I have to follow.
Yeah.
So that's why you will not eat the medicine, provided if it's not being charged by the doctor as a prescription to buy it from the clinic or the hospital. Yeah, but it's like if you're not feeling well, your mom give you a medicine, you'll be like, nah, can't be right. Yeah, then you rather go Google online and stuff like that. Until you can't, you go to the clinic, whatever they give it to you don't question, you just eat it. But halfway through, you already got better, you'll be like, for the simple thing, I can buy it from the pharmacy, they charge me for this price.
Then we need
People are like that. But we are asshole. True and true, we're all asshole. Yeah, that's how.
So, like what you said, we buy and then we realize later, and then
Because there's only one way business people can listen. I can tell you, no matter how preventive, like you're trying to be like early stage, like aware, business people only listen when they are in pain, when you're losing money, when you're losing so much money, when you understand that as a certain decline, that you understand this is start going down to a point you probably have 3 years time, then you start to listen better. Yeah. So basically, if you're not in the pain, you will not listen at all. Yeah, it's not listen at all. It's like same as parenting. Same as parenting. Yeah, it's always going to be the same thing. Yeah. So then you ended up become the worst possible versions of the parents that you never thought you were going to be before you had kids. All parents are going to be like that. One day, if I have kids, I'm not going to be like them, and actually, you are doing everything now. I'm 100% sure of it, but you will have your own reasons. That's why I don't have kids. Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Parenting is like leaders, it's like business people, it's like entrepreneurs because it came from the same brain, same mind, same skeleton, same heartbeat, same soul, same thing. That's how we resonate our life anyway. Yeah. So, and the marketing is to talk to people who understand why. Right? So parenting, you can only convince your kids to understand why, but you can never convince other people to understand why. So you're only selling to your kids.
oh, that's a challenge, man.
That is a challenge because
Itself.
because now they are fully accessible to all the general ideas like, oh, mom, you cannot be like that, right? You can't use that words to talk to me. Yeah, it's mentally unhealthy.
I think I can convince customers. I cannot convince them.
Because it's a generational, like a political environment and stuff like that. So I think all these sort of things. So means that's why you understand Gen Z and Gen Alpha are different.
Yes.
Yeah, are different. They are more on to like a general climate of acceptance than a subjective opinions of acceptance. So actually, it's very interesting. I would claim Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like in this company or any other companies, I will only hire Gen Z or Gen Alpha, which all people are complaining about it. I love the most about them because basically, as a soldier, as an army, as a warrior, this is the best you can ever ask for as a design. But the only problem is that they came out from the lab. Gen Z and Gen Alpha is as if they came out from a lab because they are very nicely environments and shape and form. So it means that's why they are soft. You just have to train them, karate kids them, wax on, wax off them. It will be fine, but you don't have the patience for it, right? So that's the reason why. So I guess actually, whatever you are talking about it now, it depends. If you keep looking for approval, building excuses to be resonated, the only ending for this conversation would be like, I think that guy was full of shit. Or I think I'm not ready. You're just trying to like either I go on right the way, means that to go on exactly the way how I used to do it 5 years ago. So just that this
No,
time,
that's not an option.
yeah. Or you don't think about what's right, what's wrong. I think all I can now. I do all I can now. I do all I think now.
Yeah.
Then one step at a time. So then realistically, you have restrictions, right? The zeros in the bank accounts, the time as a parent, right? And then the commitments. Okay, those would be the cards that you're playing. Okay, then how? So then it will be like, okay, as compared to going 10 platforms, oh shit, I can only go to 2 platforms. Oh, that's a good start. So you don't have to make the choice. You just have to understand your circumstances. The circumstances will give you, so that's why we say we don't hope for the best card to be played, we play the card that we have. So actually you don't understand, restriction is the best thing ever. Yeah, the more you have, you don't have to make decisions. You already
Fix to what you have.
you already have it. Then you just have to play it out. You just have to play it out before. So to win is actually not to play better, right? To win is actually to lose later. And then so means that other people lose first. It's like the poker game, right? They don't know, right? So actually, you might have a really worst possible hand, but they thought you have the better hands, then they give it up, like they give it up. Okay, so that actually you win. So that's business. So patience is very, very important, and vision is really, really important. So when you talk about the I realize that your product passions, right? Which is nothing wrong about it. So I guess, the previous business, every time when you talk about it, you are marketing and selling at the same time. So that's the reason why that they don't know what they are buying. So means that every time you market, every time when you market and sales the same thing, it's a mix of the passions and the product's quality. Then people are trying to understand how could be your passions equivalent to the product quality since you're not the one who manufacture it. Correct? So means that what you are selling, then you understand right away. In that case, as a byproduct, as a like natural percolations of it, your product is curations. So it's not manufacturing quality. So that's why you've been selling the wrong thing. So you've been selling your taste, your understanding, your insight, you get what I mean? Your visions and stuff like that. Your breath. So then you will become a curator. As long as you're not the one who produce it, you can't talk about it as a producer, right? You have to talk about it as a curator. Then you have to talk like a curator would, like, you get what I mean? Some people painted the art, right? Some people as an art exhibitions curator, they talk about why they curate. But which one is going to be the one who sells it 100 times greater? The curator. Right, the painter can only like, oh, I only use this material, it's pretty cheap, I done it like 7 days. No, there's no value. So basically, I think you understand one thing very, very well. You are not completely wrong. And I think you are just scared because it's very alone and lonely in this entire process, and to be held responsible and accountable most of the time. You just need to brainstorm, but can I brainstorm with no money involved? And this is what we are currently doing it now. Because every time when you are lost, you have to pay a marketing agency to to try solutions, right?
I'm from that later, I know.
And then, thank you, yeah. So, like consultants is the same thing. So that's why for the past 20 years, what I've been doing is that I do all these things for free. And my partners, all the people who always ask me the same thing, why you do it for free? Because answer was already inside it. Right? You're not going to do it anyway. So why would I want to sell it for you to have a chance to tell me that my way is not working, right? So I guess the resolution is pretty straightforward, right? So I think the first half part, I wanted to be able to distill, right? The sublimations of like the whole thing is that actually whatever you are trying to sell, the previous one, all the shoes, not the product. So that's the reason why you do not need to hide enough for the fact that the product was actually OEM from China or from India. Because that's your previous business was about as well. Because for you, it's two exposure. One means that you did not manufacture yourself. Second means that other people can get it as well.
Yeah.
So it means that you can't complete it about it. So you're half pregnant about your marketing schematic strategies as well. So what about you just go about it right away? So it means that if you, as a curator, you'll be like, I don't understand why people don't go to there and buy it, and then we just have to sell it to the right people, understand why do they need it for. So I now, as a members, to provide you this convenience. Then you'll be like, if people can get it from India or China, why would people pay me twice the value to? Yeah, that's why you take Grab, because convenience. Yeah.
Selling the convenience.
Convenience, correct, and trust.
Yes.
Yeah. So it means that if I buy it from China, India, they won't answer my call after that. If they fuck it up or the logistic problem, they won't be held responsible. If I'm buying from you, you will do anything. So people will be very, very surprised. Would we pay for time? That's the only thing we pay for it. That's the only thing we have ever been paying for it. That's why Uber was never going to get their funds when they first started. They have gone through 100 funding party. All people laugh at their face. Airbnb was the same thing. To a point, they have to sell cereal boxes. Yeah. Because you'll be like, why people pay for it? Yeah. Time will tell. Because they are not coming from the consumer point of view. Yeah, that's from the VC ideations. So, but you're talking about distribution point of view. It's actually just e-commerce and live streaming. What I just talked to the team about is about commerce-tainment. So it means that you can't just do live streaming. You have to be entertaining as a value persistence. So it means that when you talk about live streaming, you think about, I have to live stream, do the round light and start selling. It's actually not. It's actually do a live streaming versions of the content communicating. So if our company, we are going to do that very, very soon. Once we do that, we're going to like do the live streaming, but are we selling? No, we actually do a live streaming to provide marketing consultations. So it means that it's a platform for people to come in, like ask any marketing question, we just answer you. Right? So then it'd be like, oh, I like you through that content, but what about if there's not enough people like you to begin with? Actually, that's a reason why it's similar to social media. Once you post it on TikTok, even if it doesn't have you don't have an account before, or you don't have a content before, but there's like 100 million users on TikTok. Once you post, the algorithm will feed you to that as an inventory. So it means that as soon as you start a live stream, then you will have 100 millions on the live stream to like. So that's where it wasn't working like that before. Algorithm changes all the time. This is how it's working. So it means that this is a new transformative way of going into the social media, but the genre change. Yeah.
If I put myself as a curator, right, which is rightly said, because I'm not going to be, except for what he's actually wearing now is something that I did, like what we did for a men's wear, right? But
Now this one, yeah, it's great. Yeah, mannequin.
so
That
it's like,
person is it.
so the thing is that I created this product because I knew rightly that time. So that was my thinking previously. Someone, okay, let's say when I walk into the bazaar, right, it was when someone is actually buying the sari, the guy who's paying is actually waiting with nothing to see. So the lady is actually watching to buy the sari.
Yeah, the problem is that this is not what you're selling. Your selling is like, this is what you did to your husband all the time. So like every morning or every night, you will talk to each other like, tomorrow I'm gonna go to this meeting. I'm gonna see this person or this.
Yeah.
What should I wear? So actually, that's the curations, right? So then how do I tokenize that into an e-commerce? That's what you're asking, isn't it?
Yes.
Then it's very simple. So you must find an overarching mainframe. Then I'll be like, for you as a brand, as an operator, I'll be like, how do I dress up my husband to not look like a loser? Or that instantly, you might not be going with it as it goes, but means that whoever got a husband that does look like a loser and having problem to dress them up all the time, and they dress up like I figure that probably about 100,000 people will have husband at least, right? And then if you triangulate it into a certain languages and stuff like that, then like even more narrow it down. Basically, that was already where to begin with. But through that, they know what you're selling. So it means that what you sell was already like to be fitted, to be fashioned for that problem to be solved.
Yeah.
Because you're solving a problem. But bazaar, you cannot communicate what was the problem you're solving. You're showcasing the display of the aim, like, but you're not solving the problems, right? So basically, that's the reason why suddenly you realize, right? So if you do it live stream, like if you guys have a routine every night before you guys go to sleep or after dinner and stuff like that, or when you're washing dishes, and then there will be when like, what should I wear? Then you just have to, okay, so then you just talk to like, so you're like, okay, so who are you seeing tomorrow? How many employees are you meeting up tomorrow? What's that for? Was it the funding elements? Was it like a salary sections? Was it like a pitching sections, right? Was it like a consumer sections? I was like, oh, then you should not look like a fucking, asshole. You should like dumb it down a little bit, and stuff like that. Where these colors seems to be like that. Then you explain why the colors resonate to be one, and that's the curations. Then you will have the lined up. If you have that right away, if you have that cult mentality right away, you probably have few thousand and stuff like that. That's where you start to productize it into a subscriptions. Correct, because it's not about the money. It's about, that's where the CLTV is. So it means that you make sure they are with you.
With me.
They're with you. So like then you kind of like more or less right? Over a time span of a year, how many birthday party you kind of have to attend? How many business meetings? How many weddings? How many family occasions? But it's only me and my wife or my husband, or it's like with the in-laws or like the 30 people, like which is which and which and which, right? And then if it's coming from a religion point of view, it's even better because you already know all of the celebrations. And the ID subscription, I promise you, no one will realize that you are wearing the same thing in a year time, right? And then, okay, so then you provide it. So that will become as a reflection of how you can do that. So no matter how, that's the brand, but that's not your company. So your company is a curations, but your brand is a solutions. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, actually it's going to be so fun to do because you
Exactly.
can like how many members that you have in your family, basically that's how many people you can dress it up. How do I dress up my sister not to look richer than the boss?
Oh, that one difficult day.
It's like that, lor, you get what I mean? It's like that. Yeah.
But okay, I mean, you heard me all this while,
Yeah.
and you know where am I coming from and what is actually my problem is. Where do you think I don't want to jump in, straight dive in, and then start up with everything? But that's small steps. Where do you think I should start first?
Now, like this video to begin with, like, guys, here I go again. That's a company. That's what I'm going to do. But so you don't want to spend money to buy product first, right? Because that's why you're so tense about. Because once I buy, I have to sell. So this is where you be like, you dress up your husband by cross-referencing all the store that you would have bought. Oh, I bought this from where today? It was like just that, right? You can like so means that you can channel to all the local brands. Physically or logistically could be e-commerce from China, India, and anywhere. Like so means that this would present your taste. Now people just can't wait when you have your own. Yeah. So you can do that for 3-6 months for zero cost. Zero. Yeah. Because he's going to be the one who pay for all the things that you're going to buy anyway. Because he's wearing it. Because he's wearing it. So that's why how you use them, right? So and then yeah, of course, business people, right? So then I'll be like, you invest on me, right? I make you happy, right? So I'm happy, you're happy, right? So that's how you do it. And the content will make you realize who will be your targeted market, consumers base, and what will be their membership reality. You will find it with no cost, but you have to be very persistent and consistent about it every fucking single day. Yeah. Once you missed it, it seems as you have never done it before. And no matter how long after you ask the questions, the answer is always going to be the same, at least for the coming 3 years. Because AI is being disruptive about decisions. Why do I say that? If I want to buy a shoes, normally we go to Google. Okay, I wanted to buy a glamour sneakers, blah, blah, blah. So Google will give you, you know that the best, SEO and SEM. So it means it's all manipulated. So what's never natural about it. So then if you ask around, old, young, super old, like if you want to buy something or you don't know what are you going to buy, do you go to Google or do you go to ChatGPT now? Okay, so you go to ChatGPT now. At least 75% of the people will tell you that we go to ChatGPT now. But the problem is that ChatGPT doesn't have SEO and SEM. So it gives natural results based on the most organic complexity of the answers provided by the brand. So if you do that, how do I dress up my loser husband every day? So you will have a context of the copywriting every fucking single day as a context. So this is what, for now, hasn't happened yet, for now, for the AI platforms, this is what they are doing. They are retrieving the most organic, valuable, useful answer because that's why you keep using it. So they don't have a brand preferences. They give you, so it means that if you search anything, so it means that our company doesn't have a client, but if you search us, if you search a marketing related questions on ChatGPT, most probably will come up.
Because of the organic.
Yeah, because we talk about it every single day, then we distribute and content posting all the time, but we are not posting about Happy Deepavali and then Happy Labour's Day and stuff like that, you know, or like a team pictures like we all outing and fun like that. No, we are really practically talk about why you laugh, right? Yeah, so so we talk about like all how to like troubleshooting and stuff like that. So that's why we'll come up. But actually, so people will naturally come to us, but actually we have no clients at all. But people will be like, they must be the best. Until don't know when the AEO and the AEM is going to be applied. Yeah, you don't know yet because Facebook didn't do ad or any manipulations of the ad until probably about 8 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically they're struggling exactly the same thing now, right? So this one am I talking about. If you do that, you don't understand. If you do that, they will browse you as a result. So that's the reason why why I say the coming 3 years is only going to be the best window to do it because people are pretty skeptical about social media. All contents are manipulated, so nothing organic about it. And then AI as a last straw, I don't even trust it anymore. Okay, an ad is sickening me.
Yeah.
Google, like definitely nothing was going to write about it. So now naturally, because of the commoditizations of the AI as a chat bot, so people will go to it. So you have so many different options on the phone, on the laptop, on desktop, anything at all. Now it's on the phone, like things like whatever you have. That's how you get information now. So basically, it's not about being right or wrong, but 75% of the people are going to know about anything from there that would directly, literally directly, decide what do they going to buy, right? So like because until they applied it, right? So it means that all the marketing agencies are pretty kind of like what the fuck, like it should be, but actually all the marketing agencies SEO, SEM, SEO, but no one even uses Google anymore, right? So you know what I'm talking about.
So the thing is, right, now we know what to start and what is the small step that I need to
Yeah,
take, right?
yeah.
Like, okay, let's say I'm not a user of, like a daily user of Insta or TikTok.
I don't
Let's
use it
say-
at all.
So
Yeah.
let's say if I want to do this,
Yeah.
this content curation and all that, which would be the platform to start with?
Who to ask? Hey ChatGPT, I wanted to start a new brand which is going to be focusing on the e-commerce platform. I wonder, me myself is not a person who constantly use social media and live streaming platform. Well, where do you think I'm a Malaysian, I'm how many years and stuff like that, that I only have few hours in the daytime and like where do you think is going to be the most worthy, valuable, competitive platform that I should start? You are going to eat your own dog food. Yeah, that's the answer to it. That's a research already, right? Because the research was going to be where to give you the answers already. Because you do this for that, right? Then you just trust its original process. And then I pretty much sure it will give you like probably like about 15 options. Then you'll be like, oh, but I don't have that many times. I can't do 15. Can I just kind of, if I only can do 3, what would you say? Okay, then you go 3. Yeah. Then it'll be like, okay, then how should I, okay, you seriously just then how should I apply? Then they go, da, 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 da. Seriously. Yeah. So actually, the question was so simple. Yeah.
Go back to the AI and ask.
No, it's simply because now it's what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
5 years before this, the answer is Google. Yeah. Now it's AI, right? So it's basically it's like all the time. It's always going to be like that because you are asking because where you ask where they provide is where the people are. Because where is the most attentions are being recruited and being centered. Yeah, so it's very very simple. So that's but I think now you have a better ideas, right? Can I ask slightly not deeper but private? See if you are comfortable to answer it before the end of the entire sections. What about the capital elements of it? That would be directly the stress, tensions, patience, and everything else that most people just don't talk about it at all. But if I'm allowed to, can I ask, where did the capital come from? How did that come? What's the clause? Well, you just have to be like, nah. Oh, we just moved on.
No.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I only have because I'm actually open to where it's supposed to be coming from
Yeah.
and how much am I supposed to. The thing is,
So means
now,
that you don't
right,
have it yet?
no.
Oh, so but you must have certain ideas how to get it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have how do I want to get it and all
Yeah.
that. But it's like
Can you share how the first 3 options how to get it?
obviously it's the first thing has to come out is because as a small time it's savings. Yeah?
Okay. How
So-
much?
I'm actually looking at around 50.
50K?
Yeah.
50K as how many percentage of your entire savings? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or 20, or 2%?
No lah. So of course if it's from one element maybe it's about 60-40 kind of.
Got it. Yeah. So the reason why I ask that is not because I'm curious about the amount. I'm only curious about the risk that you are taking. So that's why I'm asking all these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's very, very simple. You don't have to answer me, but at least you understand what am I talking
Yes,
about.
yes.
So that's the first is the savings, but I don't think that's the first. I think that's the last. Yeah.
No, of course. From
Because I
that,
got
then you have to
kids,
go-
yeah.
You have to go for the loan and all that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there are ways to get it. It's
I
just
can
that-
tell you which is definitely no. Loan is definitely no.
Of course.
Loan is definitely no. Yeah.
But like what you said, like when you are not in pain, you don't want to think.
Loan
That-
is not pain.
It's
Yeah.
it's killing yourself lah.
Loan is already sentenced to death.
Yes.
Yeah. because the moment when you got it, you already think about how to do to get to these installments. It was no longer about the business anymore. It was never about the business anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or investor lah. Get some investor. Personal
Investors,
investor.
It is correct. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. So the reason why I asked about all these things, my personal opinion is always going to be like that. The first option is always come from the family, because families are most forgiving. You can lose all the money, they'll still love you anyway.
Yeah.
So that's just me being practical, okay? Yeah. So then now you know why I do what I do, okay? So first is a family, okay? Not husband though, family, like really bloodline, like not husband, not it's really family. That's the first. And then second, you have to really go for funding elements.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to pitch. It's a very important process. Family will give it to you out of love. They just want you to be happy. Pitching process will force you to learn.
Yes.
What was the lackluster of your entire proposal, or of the entire schematic, or of a numerical returns, or like a distributive strategies? It's not because they are right. It's because force you to practice it for 100 times. You keep pitching it. So it could be anyone. So it means that you start with your husband. Hey, you are in business, right? Do you have any friends that are opening up to invest? Or do you know of any VC, PE, like any investors or asset management company? Okay, you start with those. Doesn't really matter. So while you're doing like how to dress up my loser's husband, right? And then you do that all the time. So these pitching elements will buy you enough time not to get money from anyone else. Suddenly, you don't need to get money from everyone else anymore, because you just need to do advanced sales. Yeah, you just need to do advanced sales. Then you will. But basically, even if you do get money from family or from the funders, you're just going to go back to the same thing. So basically, you just delayed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the problem itself was already going to be solved, but you don't have to be extreme about it. You can do both at the same time. You can do both at the same time. So that's why I'm thinking about it. Normally, how I give advice to most of the people. Yeah. So and for businesses, when you're losing money, never get loans. Never get loans just to repay the debt if you cannot figure out how to make better sales. So getting loan can't make better sales. Yeah, just buy time. So for business people, I will only give them advice to get loans only if you already had an idea and it was already happening how to get a better sales, and this process just to fastening it up or to capitalize it. So because otherwise most businesses, when they get loans, it's just to dig the hole deeper. Yeah. Buying time make you complacent. Yeah, you become less intense about it for a year or 1.5 years. So sales is the only reason why do you need the catalyst or not. So basically whatever you are suggesting now, you can start it right away. Right? If you do this 3-4 months later, the shoes that you're talking about it now, you say, I'm not going to start big for sure. I'm going to start small, like 200 pairs or less than that, 200. So through that, you'll be like 2.5 months later, like, hey guys, okay, I have a project, right? I have a project that I'm going to launch a shoes, but it's only 200 pairs. And then this is what the shoe was about, right? So whoever supported me or wanted to support me, you buy this. You get me? And you don't sell it cheap. You don't sell it competitively. You sell it expensively. Right?
Yeah.
You sell it expensively. And then that's where you understand. Like, oh, okay. So after that, then you go back to a previous business. Okay, hi guys, I got this and I'm going to sell this. So this is how to test your value bandwidth amongst it. So eventually you understand you don't need to get as many, it's a quantitative versus qualitative gains.
Yeah.
So, but you can't do both at the same time. Yeah,
yes, exactly.
You can't do both. You could be considered. Yeah,
With one at a time.
means that you have to understand where the sales is coming from now. So means that if the sales is coming from quantitative, right, and then the brand is really going to go for qualitative.
Right.
Means that whoever you do brand to, those are not the people who are going to buy from you. I'm going to repeat it again. A lot of people, they don't understand about this part. You do brand to the 30% of the people who will not buy from you. You sell it to the rest of the 70% of the people who don't care who you are. That's the reason why most of the companies, they keep doing marketing to the people, like as a branding marketing, like to the people and buy from me. So most of the time, like all the brands that I can mention that I don't own, because I can't buy. like Maserati and Ferrari and all the fancy hotels. I can't afford, but I know all of their names, and most probably I know all their stories. I'm probably more loyal than the people who can afford it.
But you don't.
Yeah. All people like really know about it. And the people who truly buy from you don't care. And the only thing they don't want to have is to care about you. That's why, you get what I mean? Like, for any brands, your death sentence, any brands like either you're online or you're offline, your death sentence is that, hey, I love your product. This person would not buy anything from you anymore. Death sentence. The brownies were so delicious. Dead end. Yeah.
They will not buy.
Anymore. Yeah, next time you see them, 7 years later. Just to check, are you still around? Yeah. I am sure of it.
Still don't buy.
So the majority of the business is people who don't care about you.
Yeah.
Don't care about you at all. I mean, you get what I mean? Me personally, I don't buy Starbucks at all. But I know everything about Starbucks. And I'm pretty much sure no one over here knows anything about Starbucks. You get what I mean? I know everything of their stories, everything of the historical improvement, ownership, transition strategies, products, I know everything.
But we don't.
I only buy because I got no choice. Yeah.
But
Okay.
do you think this 30% of people is the one that talk about your brand?
No, they don't talk about your brand. Yeah, so you always have to remember, brand is where people talk about it, they don't buy. When you can buy, you don't talk. Yeah. People talk about LV when they don't have one, but once they have one, they don't talk about it anymore. They just wear it. Yeah. And they feel weird why you talk about it. Right? So when you wanted to buy the BMW, you always talk about it. Oh, damn, so sexy. Oh my God. But once you drive it, you don't talk about it anymore. You only talk bad about other products, that which is below that line or is other than that choice. But you will never mention, like, because you don't want to sound like a fucking asshole, right? So it's like that. It's the human nature. Psychologically, it's just like that. So, but the problem is that we keep wanting people to talk about it as the people who are buying from you. That's why you're wrong.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's why I asked.
Like the lined up that you do just now, like how to dress up my loser's husband, who do you think is going to pay for that? So wife are going to be the one who watches the content, correct? Then who is going to be the one who pays for it? Correct. They don't watch your content, that's stupid content, you know, like, yeah, but credit card, yeah. You don't get the control anyway. Yeah, it's just that.
Like Rumi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that. So that's why you said you don't decide what do you want to buy for your kids. Your kid decide for you what do they want, right? So it's like that because it watches certain things. Like anything on Coco Melon, they want it, right? So, but you don't get to decide. So I think this is just, that's why IP/branding avatar/personal branding, it's the way how it's supposed to be to communicate the message to the people who want it, but not the one who is spending to buy it. Yeah. If you go to honeymoon, right? Where do you want to go?
Our favorite place, Santorini.
Santorini, right? Who is going to be the one who pay for it? But
See, it's okay, they all know.
but the person who pays for it never cared about Santorini.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like, but Darling Street is about the same one. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but you've been fancied about it, but you will not spend your savings for it ever. Yeah.
Get someone to spend.
You will keep showing them pretty, right? Like, that's like the idea. Yeah, it's always going to be like that. You loved it. You loved it. You buy the jigsaw puzzle of it, you know, postcard, everything, even the fashion style, you know, just to market to the person who's going to pay for it. Yeah, how much I really wanted. Yeah, to be on my shopping cart all the time and stuff like that. Yeah, why don't you check it out during my birthday and stuff like that. So I guess this is a very natural behavior. So it's in all businesses, this is where I'm most excited about. Yeah. So the branding part and the marketing part. So a lot of people really, not the branding and the marketing part, sorry, the branding part and the selling part. Yeah, seriously, it's really like, so now the kids will ask the parents for about $700-800. Like, then what do you want? The cassette player. They'll be like, what the fuck? Like Steve Jobs is crying. We came all this way.
And then
You now ask me a price that's compatible or probably more expensive than Yeah, just to buy that things was already gone. Yeah, but you have to. You have to give them. Yeah, you have to give them. So that's why. Right. So that's why all the kids nowadays they get to go all the different places because they have been marketed. My friends, 18 years old, graduation ceremony went to Bali. So I think we also have to go to about the same place. But it's not because out of needs, right? Because it's out of marketing.
Like someone else's.
Yeah. It's like that majority as a consumable. So I guess like that's why that the reason why I use the final cohorts financially as the thing is to tell you that it was never about the money. It was never like it was always about the whole spider web of how you just have to kind of like build a brief roadmap about it, but no one can understand the sequences of the roadmap because only you understands it. Like the hours that you spend, how tired you are at certain hours. No one can decide for you to wake up earlier and go to bed later. Like no one understands how hard to have kids. No one understands, right? And so that's why I was like, you have to kind of with that idea, do whatever that you can do without money and stuff like that. But the money was always there. But once you do, is to capitalize your current sales progressions,
Yeah.
but not to build one. Then you can do a lot of the collaborations in between. So it means that whatever you do just now is very collaborative. So it means that you have been doing like how to dress up my loser's husband, how to dress up my, rich sister and stuff like that. Then you can actually go to your friends and do a versions of theirs. What about you? How do you dress up your boyfriend? Like to be liked by your parents when the first time when they see them. First time meeting parents, like how do you impress them and stuff like that. And then you can do a different versions collaborative. That were micro influencers already. Because it means that by doing that, when you co-post it or when you co-live streaming it, you are hacking into their database already. It means that their followers. It doesn't mean like maybe just 200-300 is already enough already. That's micro influencing. Micro dosing is very, very important now. Yeah. And it actually doesn't need any money at all. So most of the time after I ended my all the time first conversations, people feel really, really happy and really, really depressed at the same time. So it means that now I have no reason not to do it anymore.
I have more reasons to do, but it's just us and me.
Yeah, they would just walk up to your car like doze off, like, wow, what's happening now?
More era, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So this is overall. But you are completely right about it. So because I am like I am an entrepreneur. I'm an operator. I'm in marketing. I'm in a lot of different businesses. I'm also a funder myself. So that's why I'm the best person to talk about it. I can come from a lot of different perspectives. So you are not wrong at all. So what if you ask like my company for fundings, and then I would treat these conversations exactly the same way as well. So I'm not asking for different conversation. It's the same thing. So what's the money for? Was to build one, but oh shit, but you're talking to one who knows how to build without. Why not I give you this in return of a certain shares equity, you do it for free. Means that even if you fail, you don't owe me money. Right? But if you succeed, I can guarantee you next day the money is in the bank account. Yeah, so that's why they don't like it. Because most of people, when people talk to loan, like a bank loan or investor, they know nothing about businesses. That's the reason why they put money onto other people. Any questions? Yeah.
No, I'm good. Actually, it's a very good session. The reason why I actually wanted to have it now is because I want it to be different than what it was 5 years ago. I wanted to do something. What is actually working? Maybe something like what you said. It is true.
I have not seen or heard anything wrong. If it's up to me, I would say you just haven't finished.
Yes.
You just haven't seen it through. You just haven't completed. Yeah, it's just that. Yeah,
Yes, that's very true.
it's just
And,
that.
Of course, pandemic came in the middle.
Uh-huh.
So what happened is I just stopped there. I just
Yeah,
stopped there.
it's the same thing. We always use different reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but when pandemic hits, that's why it's the same as I don't have money and stuff. That's where you be creative about the restrict.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's now you understand yourself better. So it's to basically to compartmentalize your personal preferences to remain, to have it as a remain, to sell it to the 30% of the people who are not going to buy it from me. So can I still have my preferences? Yes. If you build it into an avatar, like a brand avatar or personal brand, people can understand. So you keep talking about the things that you don't do. right? Yeah, so people understand why, because that's what we are as well. So it means that does it mean if I run a business I cannot remain my personal preferences? Yes, you can. So you make it into the content, talk to the 30% of the people who wouldn't buy from you. Like your snobbishness, like I'm a connoisseur of like what, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So people who always read about culinary, best restaurant and stuff like that, they will never go to the restaurant. And all people who go to those fine dining and stuff like that and private dining, supper club and stuff like that, this what's that about? Yeah. Yeah. And people will be like, oh, I tell you what, like they never been. Yeah. People who have been to omakase many times cannot talk anything about omakase. People who haven't been, they're like connoisseur of the omakase. I tell you, right? Yeah. So people who knows the best about the wine are those who cannot afford to drink it. Yeah. But those who drink it all the time, yeah.
They don't speak about it.
They don't know, they don't care. But you cannot make me look down. Yeah, you cannot make me look down. That's the only thing. Yeah, the product cannot make me look down. So that's why you can, now is where you use the 30%. Right. And then to study what are those 70% want to buy, who they are and what they want to buy. So it means that through the 30% of this content, you will realize this is the best versions of what they want. And then you go to the China, India OEM, do 42% dumbed down versions to sell it. That's why we have the concept car show every year. That's the industry how they do it. So concept car show is like all car brands, they will like creatively come with a like futuristic car that almost never going to be, but it's actually not. It's actually what they do is like that. They use one car, they collage all the technological advancement and the features. They thought of like which one is going to be the one at best to be plugged into the next car. So they put it into a car and people will criticize it. Oh, that's so good, that's so dumb, that's so good, that's so dumb. So, but no matter how you put it into like a price tag, no one was going to buy it anyway. And then they will dissect it to put those into different models of the car according to its range so that people can buy it without knowing that they have already paid for it. And that is actually how this industry is doing. Same as the Victoria's Secret show is walking the, yeah, it's the same thing. That's how they do it. They are not selling it. So that are the 30%. Yeah, but they know what's the dumbed down versions of those that you want to sell it to. Yeah, so you do that, this is that 30%. Then actually you will already know. Yeah, it's really cool though. They're like this, all these things is really cool.
Yeah.
It's very a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Especially when your husband is in business, this is like you guys can talk about it. Yeah, maybe a bit boring, but you can talk about it all the time.
All the time, that's the only conversation that we have.
Yeah. Okay. I hope today is really helpful. Like, but anything that you need my help, like you need anything from me, that you can always talk to me again. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Actually, I learned a lot. There's a lot of things that. Yeah, this is a lot, and I think it's really important in current way.
Yeah.
Things working. It's before we stepping in. It's for me to know what is actually happening, what is the trend like, and where am I actually like, because I don't think that like what I said, right? I came from marketing, like it's not that I don't know about it. I knew how does marketing work, but when it comes to our own self, there will be 1,001 questions what is going to work, because you exactly know what does marketing sell and how they do.
And also the worst part about it is that that's the reason why the way how I am doing stuff is like, but the marketing was not for business marketing. The marketing was for superficial marketing, right? So when people still talk about like the social media grids and stuff like that, the website, so it's actually not about website design. It's actually all about UI UX.
Yeah.
But website designer get paid the most. UI UX engineer get paid like shit.
Yes.
So basically, that's a really great stories, right? So all the flight tickets website, actually they don't. It's the shop. So basically, people don't buy because you have a shop online. It's how people buy more accurately how your shop is communicating with what they. So then they realize, actually, whatever, I don't know, but if you go to a flight ticket website now, then they actually have this button called book now or schedule your holiday and stuff like that. It's actually, before that, it wasn't like that. So before that, it was like buy now or product and stuff like that. And then basically it's like a almost close to no-brainers engineering. They change it. These are billions of the sales. Yeah, because you communicate the intentions. Why do I go into that explorations of stuff? It's actually just that. So, but no one was going to get rewarded accordingly. So that's the reason why. What's the definitions of marketing? So that's why when you talk about now, it's a lot harder when you came from marketing because you didn't do marketing for the business. You did marketing for your bosses. Yeah, and most of the time they don't know much about the business.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
All they care about is like, how am I going to make people look
Yeah,
at this advertisement?
correct,
This many times?
correct. So now this is the best time to like really good time. But are we humble enough to, like kind of like eliminate everything bad?
everything
Yes,
and then look back.
it's pretty exciting. When we talk about entrepreneurs, it's like a curiosity voyage. It's really exciting. So I guess like I'm still very excited about like all these kind of things. So I guess when you mentioned you use the words as a learning curve, right? So then you must really stick to the idea as a learning curve, like a growth, Like it means that you will always understand that the most deadly kryptonite in all businesses people is about the ego and arrogance. Yeah, like we don't have the humility to, yeah. So then that goes like everything already. So I guess actually I always feel very emotional when young parents want to become a certain ideas because little that they kids, right? They look at how you do things. Actually, that's how they will remember you.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I talk to people like when they are young parents or when they have kids are young, they didn't realize this is the best way for you to have a parallel growth with your kids when you're like a time traveling stuff.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating because that's the only way you can put yourself into as dumb as they are now. But would you be able to act like what they should, that you preach to them? You get what I mean? It's like because that's how you could be dumb again overall.
But I think it's now the current way of things working and all that. It's much harder to make to stay or see through. Like for me, I felt like 5 years ago, like what you say, maybe if I have just stayed and see through, it would have been much easier that time. But currently, to make our brand and product, whatever that we are bringing,
It's actually another way around. It's much harder 5 years ago, but you don't have many choices anyway.
Yeah.
It's much easier now, but your patience comparatively is a lot shorter. Yeah, so it's actually much easier now.
because now you are actually kind of captivated because you see a lot more fast wins.
Yeah, because you're scared. So that you give up before. So
Yes.
actually it's so much more easy now. So much more easy now. If you understand what is happening, it's so much more easy now. So basically anyone can have a business, even a 16 years old kid, right? So anyone could do it. So I guess it's the patience. It's the patience. But this is a grand scheme of marketing coming from the society, right? So then you have to make peace with it first. So basically that's what we are talking about. So that's why they realized how I was trying to talk about the idea of showing this journey alongside with the kids, like the Captain Fantastic stuff, was because in that case you will have the full patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't care. You have the full patience, no matter how dumb, and sometimes you do it together with them as well. And you'll be like, how do I dress up my kids and stuff? Because it's about a memory when they are older, when they are 18, you can look back and you can see this together. You get what I mean? We can something that we share. So that will give you at least 10, or if your kid is 3 years old now, you have 15 years of the patience. But if you do it for the sake of like 3 months later, you look at like, my friend just started the business, but she was already, then you'll be like, you're done.
That's the thing.
Comparisons, yeah.
That's why it's harder now because you get to see that a lot of
Because you're
people-
on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Current 5 years ago, it was much different because when you start, there's a lot of people looking at you in a way that, oh, this is
Yeah.
something new. But here, in this generation, it's really not easy because you have not myself only, just say for a daughter, right? My daughter who actually sees a lot of things as well.
Yeah, because
But
you're a
just
fly
come
on the
with
wall
that.
now.
Yeah.
Basically, you know everything. So basically, that's a the judgment and the comparison kind of
Yes.
come naturally. So that's why you get what I mean? It's a very it's hard. Actually it's
Yes.
it's hard in a sense to say, but it's the original problem. So it means that it's your why we give up though, because we judge ourselves. Like it's because we compare ourselves. It's harder to be seen like that 5, 10, 15 years ago. Now, but it's the same kryptonite anyway, same reason. Yeah.
See, easier to get exposed on how we feel about ourselves.
So instead of fight it, find a better inspirations. That's how I normally talk about. Instead of fighting it, like to demonize it or to stigmatize it, but find a better, more inspiring. Like we bought a zoo, right? My wife died. In order for me to give adventure to my kids, we went on to buy the zoo. So I moved my entire family to a zoo, which is a real story, right? So it's just that. Then they become the most successful zoo in the entire world, but the husband know nothing about zoos. Just because he wanted the kids to have memories together, adventures together. Because he was a journalist. So the only thing he knows in life was adventures. So when his wife was alive, that's why he could be out there all the time. His wife was that the one day the wife was died from the brain cancer. So then he had to take care of the kids. So that, but he doesn't know how to communicate with the kids. So then he did what he normally does, which is providing them adventures and to have adventures together. Yeah, which is a pretty inspiring story. So actually, I feel like you build adventures together. Yeah, then it's only people inside it that matters. Then you will have a slightly more focus. And all these things, right, will become your brands. Yeah, so nothing would have gone wasted. Everything would become your brands.
It might come out in a way that we might not even think of as well.
Yes, correct. Yeah, it's all like that.
Yeah, we might think this could be a product, but then when you start and
No, it's not. It's like that. Not just sound like you thought the product is and then actually your product is your curations. Yeah, it's your curations, and curation is how you communicate, and then for whom that you are curating for. Yeah, actually, I am already pretty excited about your business model, and I think it was already there. So it means that seriously, anything that you need help, just kind of like let me know. If you have started anything, right? Let Divya knows, and I'll be the first one who sign it up as well. Seriously, like we can collaborate, we can do a lot of things together. Definitely, we don't have to take it as a one-off conversations, right? This is like so much fun, right?
thank you.
Now, good. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you for a little bit. Do you want to join, or do you want to be with your family?
So I asked him, do you guys have any plans?
Go back movie night today.
Movie night. So you tag them along. So I talk to them for a little bit. Okay. So I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for keeping me company. Yeah. You make me feel safe. Yeah. Thank
you
you.
so much. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you. I'm a bit long-winded.
much.
Sorry about
No,
it. Yeah.
it was good.
Because I want to make it worth it. So we move to the other side, right? Okay, move to the other side, and then I'll talk to you guys about it. Let's go. Yeah.
The other side, I don't know. Wait, you have to ask him.
Which one on this side?
Chaji that side.
Charging. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye. 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 Bye, Becca. Thank
Bye guys.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys haven't finished. You guys haven't finished your things.
Oh,
Oh. Huh? Then you have to bring the tray back.